Good morning everyone. The part 4 of the chapter, some basic concept of chemistry is empirical formula for molecular formula. Now let us discuss first of all about the empirical formula. An empirical formula represent the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms. It represents the whole number ratio of various atoms which is present in the compound. Whereas if we are talking about the molecular formula, the molecular formula shows that exact number of different types of atom present in a molecule of a compound. So by this method we can find out the number of the atom of any element which is present in the compound. Now let us discuss this topic with the help of example. For example, there is a question that a compound contain 4.07% hydrogen, 24% carbon, 71% chlorine. We have a compound in which we have 4.07. Now cut this figure. First of all, only take 4% hydrogen, 24% carbon and 71% chlorine. And its molar mass is, the molar mass of the compound is, that is 98.96 gram. Molar mass is 98.96 gram. Now we don't know about the empirical formula, we don't know about the molecular formula, so we have only the mass percentage and we have only the molar mass. So by the help of these two figures, we can easily find out the empirical formula as well as the molecular formula. Now, by the help of the various steps, this method includes the various steps by which we can easily find out the molecular formula and the empirical formula. The first step is conversion of mass percent into gram. Now these are given in the mass percent. So first step is to convert these entity from percentage to gram, and it is very easy to convert. That only use in place of percentage, use gram. So hydrogen is 4 gram, carbon is 24 gram and chlorine is 71 gram. Now here we have converted all the percentage unit into the gram. So this is the first method. Now the second step is convert into number of moles of each element. Convert into number of mole of each element. We all know that number of mole, there is a formula to find out the number of mole, that is the mass which is given mass upon the atomic mass, given mass upon the atomic mass. So for hydrogen the given mass is 4, atomic mass is 1, so it is 4. For carbon given is 24, atomic is 12, so it is near about 2. For chlorine the given is, that is for Cl, 71 and atomic mass is 35, so we have nearly about 1 point something, so it is 2 point something, so it is 2. Nearly we have considered it as a second 2. Now this is the second step. This is the second step. Now in the third step, what we have to do, divide the mole value obtained above. These are the mole values. Divide the mole values obtained above by the smallest number. By the smallest number. Now here in these three values, that is 4, 2, 2. The smallest value is 2. Now divide all these numbers with 2. This is the second step. First of all, for hydrogen, that is 2. For carbon, 2/2 is equal to 1. And for Cl, that is 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So here we have a ratio of 2:1:1. This is the ratio, that is 2:1:1. Now, in the fourth step, write empirical formula. Write empirical formula by mentioning the numbers after writing the symbols of respective element. Now, first of all, we have to mention. Now, first is we have H, we have C, we have Cl. Now, H is 2, C is 1, Cl is 1. Now, we have to mention a formula. We have to write an empirical formula, but keep in mind that we have to write such a formula which have some meaning. If we write HCCl, one way is this one, and another is CHCl. There are two ways. Now, this is the unsensible form, and this is a sensible. This shows some sense. So how much C we have? We have only one C. So no need to write the number. How much H we have? We have 2H. Then write down 2. We have only one Cl. So no need to write the Cl. So this is the empirical formula. This is the empirical formula for the above calculation. Now, our next task is to find out the molecular formula. So, to find out the molecular formula or to writing the molecular formula, first of all, determine empirical formula mass. Add the atomic masses of the various atoms present in the empirical formula. Empirical formula mass, that is empirical formula mass. First of all, we have to find out the empirical formula mass. And how can we find out? By adding the atomic masses of the different element present in the compound. So, the formula of our compound is CH2Cl. Now we have to find out the empirical formula mass for that. So C, that is 12, it is same as the molar mass, plus 2 multiply 1 plus 35, and it is nearly about 49 gram. So 12 carbon, this is 2 multiply 1, and this is 35. So here we have that is 49 gram. Now the next step under this heading is divide molar mass by empirical formula mass. Divide molar mass. Now the formula is molar mass divided by empirical formula mass. Now here in this case, the molar mass is given, that is 98, and the empirical formula mass is, that is 49. So it is nearly about 2, and for that 2 we have written number n. We have represented it as a n. Now the next is multiply empirical formula by n. This 2 stand for n. Now divide empirical formula by n. Our empirical formula is CH2Cl. Now multiply empirical formula by n, and n is equal to how much? N is equal to 2. And if we multiply this n by this empirical formula, so we have C2H, how much? 2 multiply 2 is equal to 4, and Cl is 2. So this is the molecular formula. So by this method we can easily find out the empirical formula as well as the molecular formula. Now the next topic is reactions in solutions. So a majority of reactions in the laboratories are carried out in the solution. Therefore, it is important to understand as how the amount of substance is expressed when it is present in the form of solution. So, the concentration of the solution or the amount of the substance which is present in its given volume can be expressed by the various ways, and among these ways, the first one is mass percent. The first way to express is mass percent, and it is also known as the weight percent. So the mass percent is defined as, or it is expressed, or it is found out with the help of the formula. So the mass percent is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solution, and if here we use the term percent, so definitely it will be multiply with 100. Here I am using the word solute and the solution. Why we are using? Because we are here in this case we are find out the mass, we are find out the reactions or the mass which is present, or the reaction, what type of a reaction or what type of a reaction happened in the solution. So if we are talking about the solution, we know that the solution has two parts. One is the solute and another one is the solvent. Now let us solve one example of the mass percentage. Suppose a solution is prepared. We have prepared a solution by adding 2 gram of substance A and 18 gram of water. This is for the solution. We have prepared a solution by adding 2 gram of solute A to the 18 gram of the water. Now it is clear from here, if we are adding this amount of the substance to 18 gram of water, so water is always a solvent. It is a solvent, and surely it is a solute. This is the solvent and this one is the solute. Now the question is, calculate the mass percentage of the solute. Calculate the mass percentage of the solute in these two category or two cases. This one is the solute. So mass percentage percent of A, because A is the solute, is equal to mass of solute, and here the mass of solute is 2 upon the mass of solution. Mass of solution means solute plus solvent. This is only solvent, but if we are talking about the solution means solute plus solvent. So 18 plus 2 is equal to 20 and multiply by 100. So it is 10%. So this is the way by which we can find out the mass percent. Now the second way is, that is mole fraction. Mole fraction. This is the second way. So fraction term is used, it means it is a ratio. So it is the ratio of the number of moles of a particular component to the total number of moles of the solution. For example, if a substance A, if we have any substance A, is dissolved in substance B, and their number of moles for A and for B, number of moles are for both the for both A as well as B. So number of moles for A is, let us assume, Na, and number of moles for the substance B is Nb. Then the mole fraction of AB, and now we have to find out the mole fraction of AB. So first of all, mole fraction of A. This is the formula. Mole fraction of A is equal to number of moles of A upon number of moles of solution. Now here we are talking about the solution, means A plus B. Solution is formed when A is combined with B. So number of moles of A, that is Na, and number of moles of solution means when A combined with B, or the number of moles of A combined with the number of moles of B, that is Na plus Nb. So this is the mole fraction of A. This is the formula for the mole fraction A. And same as that, mole fraction of B is equal to, that is number of moles of B in place of A. Here it is number of moles of B, that is Nb. And number of moles of solution means Na plus Nb. So by the help of these two formula, we can easily find out the number of mole fraction of A as well as for the B. Now the next term is, next method for the expression is called molarity. That is called molarity, R-I-T-Y, molarity, and it is designated by capital M. Molarity. There are two terms. One is the molarity and another one is the molality. Molarity is designated by capital M, whereas the molality is designated by the small m. So it is the most widely used unit and it is designated by capital M. It is defined as the number of moles of solute in 1 liter of solution. Number of moles of solute in 1 liter of solution. So molarity, which is designated by M, it is equals to number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. This is the formula to find out the molarity. If you find out the molarity, apply this formula. By this formula, you can easily find out the molarity. Now, let us solve an example for the molarity. Now, there is a example that calculate the molarity of NaOH. Calculate the molarity of NaOH in the solution prepared by dissolving 4 gram, that is 4 gram means we are talking about the that is the sodium hydroxide. It is prepared by the formation of, that is salt. It is a salt prepared. So 4 gram in enough water to form 250 ml of solution. 4 gram, here the number of gram, it is given in the gram. So first of all you have to find out the number of moles. Number of moles are not given. Here it is present in the gram. So first of all we have to find out the number of moles, and volume is given, that is the 250 ml. But the volume is given in the ml, and here we have to find out the volume in the liter. So if we want to find out the molarity of such question, so molarity is equal to number of moles of solute, and the number of moles of solute are not given. That is not given. That is not given. So first of all we have to find out the number of moles. Number of moles means given mass upon the molar mass, and molar mass, if we have to find out the molar mass of the NaOH, it is 40. This one is 40. This is in gram, this is also in gram. And now the volume is given, that is 250 ml. First of all convert the ml into liter, and if we convert the ml into liter, then we get 0.250 liter. And if we solve 4 upon 40, it is about 0.1 mole, and here it is 0.250 liter. And now when we solve this question, when we solve this derivation, then we get 0.4, and the unit is mole per liter. So the unit of the molarity is mole per liter, or sometime it is also written as m. You can write both the units, either m or mole per liter. Now the next one is the molality, and it is designated by small m. Molality is designated by small m. It is defined as the number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. Here we are talking about the volume of solution, and here in this case, that is number of, it is same, number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent. Here we are talking about the solvent, mass of solvent in kg. Mass of solvent, but it is in kg. So by this method we can easily find out the molality of any substance.